Hello, welcome to the first episode of the creative process with Shanchoy. This is actually the holiday episode, hence the holiday attire, the Mrs. Claus onesie. So this video cast is about the real, raw, and beautiful process of creating. I'm your host, Sean Choi, and this space is for creatives of all kinds: musicians, writers, filmmakers, teachers, visual artists, and dreamers. Anybody who's ever been compelled to create something meaningful. Here we explore all the things a creator has to navigate: the physical, the emotional, the spiritual, and even the financial layers of living a creative life. Anything from burnout to insecurity, from inspiration, flow, and even finding the courage to show up for the work that we're called to do. Today, I'm happy to be joined by someone who I feel truly embodies this spirit, Hannah Ferber. Hello.
Hello.
Hannah is a singer, songwriter, composer, vocal, and piano teacher whose artistry feels both intimate and powerful. She's known for her soulful indie sound, writing love songs, and those beautiful, bittersweet pieces that linger long after you've heard them. Music from her latest collaborative duo, Idle Mind, has been featured on Netflix, MTV, NBC, Oxygen, and even the Hallmark Channel. One of her songs has appeared in a Volvo XC60 commercial. Her voice has also been heard internationally in commercials for brands like Dr. Scholl's, Suntory Liquor, Awahata Jams. Did I pronounce it Awahata?
I think so.
It sounds about right.
Awahata, I think.
Awahata. Her most recent release was a beautiful cover of Like a Prayer. In her teaching world, she's just launched an online piano and voice studio. Hannah, welcome to the creative process with Sean Choi. I'm so excited to hear about your creative journey, to hear about how you balance artistry with your teaching career, and just how you are able to reinvent yourself as a creator.
Thanks for having me.
You're
I'm
welcome.
excited to chat about all this. This makes me sound so impressive.
Well, you are. You are absolutely inspiring and impressive. Would you like a Christmas cookie?
Let's do it. Let's do it. I feel like you're going to snap this closed on my hand. All right.
There you go.
Are you going to join me? Come on, let's
Yeah,
cheers.
sure. Cheers.
Come on,
Christmas
Santa.
cookie. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mrs. Claus.
Mrs. Claus.
Mrs. Claus. So, Hannah, thanks again for joining me today. I know you're so chewy.
Wasn't I not supposed to eat the cookie?
You're supposed to eat the cookie. We're going to eat the cookie. And we'll do a fast forward.
2x. 2x this.
Oh, this is really good.
Oh, yeah. Got like raisins in there.
Yeah, it's oatmeal raisin.
All right.
Okay.
I'm down.
I need a plate.
All good. All good. You do you.
So, Hannah, what are you working on right now?
Right now, I'm taking kind of a pause from recording. Like, in the past, I've done a lot of recording, pop music or like composing. Right now, I'm kind of taking a break from that. I'm doing a lot of teaching. So I'm teaching pop, voice, and piano lessons, teens and adults. And I'm working with a friend of mine named Emily Issa. We're trying to come up with sort of a fun way to offer group piano for adults. And it's in progress right now, so it's kind of in its infancy, but the goal is for it to feel kind of like a paint and sip, where it's like a fun game trivia night kind of thing where you learn pop music in like a supportive, fun, gamified group environment.
That sounds fun.
I'm excited about it. I've never done a group project before, so we'll see.
Sounds like something I'd like to do.
All right.
I'm all for that.
All right.
You mentioned that you describe yourself as being in the goo phase. Can you elaborate on that?
The goo phase. Yeah. So I saw this post on. I wish I had like taken a screenshot of it because I don't remember who posted it. But there was a woman who posted something about how um, in the process of like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly, there's this phase where in the chrysalis it becomes this like cellular goo.
Okay.
And so I like to think that I'm in the goo phase because I think when we think about transitions, it's always like this before and after. And we focus a lot on the like glow up,
Yeah.
but we forget about like the chaos of the actual transformation itself.
Yeah.
And
It's true.
yeah, and how like scary and crazy that can be. And
Yeah.
so I try to make myself feel better by saying like I'm just in the goo phase. I'm in the goo phase. What's
Yeah.
fun to say?
Yeah, it is the goo phase. Well, thank you for explaining that a little bit more. So throughout this session or this interview, I'm going to have you pick out a topic from this little holiday container. But
Okay.
first, I do have some initial questions
Okay.
regarding creative identity and our own voice.
Yeah.
So, do you think creative identity is something that we find or something that we build?
I thought a lot about this one. I feel like it's a little bit of both because, I mean, maybe some of us are born, just kind of like fully formed identity, like kind of knowing who we are. But I think for a lot of us, it's like a process of partly seeking it out. And then the other part is like trying on, trying on of the different identities and experimentation to see like kind of what fits and developing this like trust of like knowing yourself, understanding yourself. And I think that takes the like practice and intention. So I feel like it's kind of a little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you navigate external pressure to change your style to fit the market? How do you maintain your authenticity?
Yeah. Well, I think it helps that I'm like the particular path in music that I chose is that I'm not like a major signed touring artist. I'm also not like a full-time sync producer. Like I think for some people it makes sense to listen to trends and to kind of like morph to it. And that's partly how they make their money. But for me, like there's really no promise of money or success one way or the other. So my feeling is that like if there's no promise of money or success, why should I make something that doesn't feel like me? I might as well. Like if it's there's no promise, I might as well do the thing that feels good,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And for our viewers who do not know what sync is,
Okay.
do you mind sharing a little bit about what sync actually is?
Yeah, so sync is just like music to picture. So some people do that for a living. Like there's film composers, but there are also people that make like that have the like I have some friends actually who are really skilled at this. They know how to create in many different genres, and they take they work with companies and they kind of get a feel for like what is needed, what kind of music is needed, and then they make many different albums, typically under different names and different genres.
So this is for movies and
TV, yeah, and ads sometimes.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So that's sync. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Okay, this one might be a deep one, so feel free to keep it light. But if you want to dig a little deeper, if you feel comfortable doing so,
okay,
please.
I'm ready.
What's the bravest choice you've made to honor your creative identity? I mean, is it actually what you just mentioned about just doing something that feels good if there's no promise of money? Is that related? Or
I do feel like that's related. I think, Yeah, I mean that is, I guess that is a choice that I make that not everybody makes, that I'm deciding to um just make the thing that I want to make and not listen as much to trends.
Yeah.
I do think it's, on that note, I do think it's important to like keep an open mind and still like, I don't think you should like stop taking feedback entirely. Like you should definitely pick and choose what feedback you accept.
Yeah.
But I think it's fair to like still keep an open mind and let yourself evolve.
Right.
But brave choices. I think maybe just like a kind of similar line of like saying the truth in lyrics, in lyric writing. Like I think when I was first learning to write songs, I felt like I needed to sugarcoat certain things, or like just shouldn't say certain things, or like maybe should, make sure songs have like a silver lining, or like, you know.
Were you told not to write sad songs?
I just think there's so much of it. I mean, I guess it was like my own. Nobody said like don't write a sad song, but it was just.
I was told to
Were you
stop
really?
writing sad. Yeah, Shanchoy, your songs are too
That's
sad.
so-
You need to write happy songs. By multiple
It's
people.
hard to write. It's hard to write happy songs sometimes. I guess it depends on like what instrument you play. Like I think playing piano kind of lends itself to sad songs. But nobody like told me not to write sad songs. I think I just felt like there's so much of it. Like there's so much, like I was like, I'm a cliche. I was like a singer songwriter singing about a breakup, playing the piano, or whatever. But it's not even that. It's not even like just specifically writing about breakups or whatever. But like allowing myself to like be vulnerable and like not say it in a way that feels like palatable to other people, but just say it in the way that it really is.
Yeah.
And
do you have any artists that you can think of that write in that way, that's appear to write in a more honest way?
I really love Phoebe Bridgers' writing. I mean, I don't write really very much like Phoebe Bridgers. I feel like she does a lot of like storytelling, and she kind of paints a picture in kind of a different way than I do, but I like that I like her wordplay a lot, and I also really like how she doesn't sugarcoat it,
Yeah.
She says the thing, I think is good. I mean, why else are we doing this,
I think it's a great tip. Say the thing.
Just say it.
Say the thing. It's a t-shirt. Say the thing.
What you want to say.
All right. It is time for the holiday tin of questions.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. I just thought it might be nice to take them out of order.
Yeah. Just surprise us both.
And I really needed to figure out some sort of use for this tin because I didn't want to just get rid of it. But and then I was so excited and I thought, oh yes,
we're recycling here. We're ego conscious on this podcast. Okay. So I'm gonna read you the title, and then you're gonna read the thing. So, okay. So burnout and creative flow.
Ooh. All right.
Okay.
So this is really good because you have your artist side, and I know you mentioned you were focusing more on the creative, teaching career side. But how do you prevent burnout when your passion is also your paycheck?
Well, yeah, that's a hard one. I think you have to find some way to create balance in your life. And it's really hard to do that when you love what you do. Cause I think like a lot of the things that have led to burnout for me have been like, I'm working on an album and I just don't want to put it down. And so I'm thinking about it all the time, working on the videos and editing and working on lyrics and vocals and all the stuff that goes into creating a song and a release. And then it's hard to want to turn it off. So it'd be like, it's easy for me to just like keep working late into the night and sacrifice things like sleep and
Yeah.
eating properly.
Yeah, drinking water.
Drinking
Drinking enough water. We
Never
talked
drink
about
enough water.
drinking enough water earlier.
So I think it's like you have to find a way to turn it off, and also like I think this is really hard for musicians, like find a way to um, put time into like the other parts of your life,
Yeah.
like family, friends, exercise, yeah, like eating properly.
Yeah.
Other hobbies are important. I was just telling another friend this other day where when I was younger, somebody told me, like, if you want to be a musician, you can't have other hobbies. Like, you can't, you have to be so dedicated that you just don't even do anything else. Like, music is it for you. And I think back on that a lot, and I feel like as maybe for some people it works. I'm not saying like not to hone your craft and not like you do have to put the time in, but that is a recipe for burnout and like unhappiness overall because at the end of the day you're a human. Like you're just a human too. Like you need all those other things. Just like you can't get everything you need from one partner in life.
Yeah.
Like you can't expect them to fill the cup for friendship and community and exercise
can't?
and everything. No. The same thing with music. You can't accept music to fill your cup entirely.
Yeah, I think about that a lot too. I feel sometimes that you do need the other experiences in life, I think, to help you with your creative ideas. I think they fuel each other in some way. But
exactly.
I guess it's different for everyone and what they can handle until they burn out. So, kind of a follow up question to that would be: are you able to think of a time where you hit like creative burnout, maybe working on a specific album?
Now,
right now. How are you recovering? Are you
now.
still in the recovery process?
Yeah, I would say I'm in burnout recovery currently. Yeah.
Thank you for being honest about that. Say the thing.
My name is Hannah.
I'm saying the thing.
Yeah. I think now, definitely now. Like I spent a lot of time kind of trying to keep up with like releasing a lot of music and trying to for me making content is challenging. I find it challenging. So like trying to keep up with all the things that you're supposed to do when you're presenting yourself as an artist takes kind of a lot. And yeah, I guess I just got to a point where I was like, I'm tired. I need a break from this. And also like noticing the like the avoidance and like resistance in myself when trying to create something, and was like, I need a break. I'm not gonna make my best stuff right now. I'm gonna take a second and circle back.
Were you kind of alluding to when you said the other things that are required when you're trying to release something? Are you also talking about having that social media presence and doing the networking and all of that kind of stuff in this day and age? Because most of us are releasing stuff independently, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think if you're trying to make it your income or like part of your income or like be considered professional, like participating in the professional world and not just doing it for the fun of it, which there's nothing wrong with that. You're kind of, I don't want to say expected, but it's like if you want to connect with people, you can't just do it like nobody will know about the thing you've made if you don't promote it. So like the way to do that is to I'm not the expert in this field, but like the stuff that I'm referring to is like creating content for the internet to consume that goes along with your music. Other side of it, like personally, sort of the angle that I try to take is like the sync world, like we talked about earlier. Like my goal is to have my music in TV and film, and so part of that is also like participating in that community and like kind of the dirty word of networking, but just like going out and meeting people and being present in that community so that you're not forgotten about.
I don't know. I feel like networking doesn't have to be a dirty word. If they say it's about making connections and relationships. And I feel like there's an opportunity to make some of those relationships a little bit more deep,
Yeah.
But I think that would be a great topic for another episode is like how to network with authenticity or
Yeah.
not get burnt out networking.
Yeah.
How do you do it in a way that feels good and not icky?
I think you're somebody who's really good at this because I like how you just like make friends. I think that is the way to go because like it feels gross to like go out and be like I need something from you. You know, and it's like I feel it when it's directed at me and I'm sure other people feel it as well. And it just is like kind of icky. And like what is there to lose if you're just going out and making friends?
Yeah, that would be a great topic.
Yeah.
For another episode for
Yeah.
sure. Probably take up the whole time.
Yeah.
Would you like to take another?
Yeah, another question. Okay, here we go. Let's see what do we got.
We can find a networking expert.
Yeah.
How to network without feeling icky.
Yeah, I would watch that.
I would rewatch that.
Tell me.
Oh, you want to read the title?
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Sustaining creativity as a career.
As I just put the rest of the cookie in my mouth.
Here, I'll join you. We can chew together.
These are really good. These are the I shouldn't advertise. These are just really delicious oatmeal raisin cookies.
Sponsored by.
Yeah. The packaging has a greenish coloring. All right. So this is great. This is a good one. What advice would you give someone just starting out about sustaining creative momentum long term?
Oh my God, there's so much. I think like this is something we'll probably talk about more, but like try to like keep going through your perfectionism. Just try to keep going and allow, because I think it's easy to kind of stop yourself if you start to like just kind of get stuck in self-judgment, So try to keep going through that is good, and that will help you keep doing it long term. Yeah. I think like a lot of this is like what we talked about already. Like try to work on the like make sure that you still have a balanced life, in order to avoid burnout, and then figure out your money. Like whether that like you want to decide. I mean, you don't have to decide all at once. Like maybe you'll kind of learn as you go and figure out what works for you. But like, are you going to try to make all your income from your creative endeavors? Or are you going to try to carve out some other way, that part of your creativity leads to money? Or are you going to have like a full-time job of some sort that's unrelated to music and also do music at the same time? Like whatever it is, it's only sustainable if you're making consistent money to pay your bills. Because I think there's this like toxic idea that to be a real artist, you have to starve. And that's horrible. Like you can't sustain that. Like as much as I love the story about Jim Carrey, like living in his car and eating canned beans or whatever, like remember that doesn't work out for everybody. So for the one Jim Carrey who did that, how many people lived in their car and ate canned beans and then didn't make $1 million? Yeah. And then they just spent all that time eating canned beans in their car. So yeah, I think you have to take care. Like just means like making money is like you're taking care of yourself. You have to find a way to do that in a way that feels good to you. Yeah. And then that will help you continue to be able to be creative long term.
Yeah. Okay. Another bite of cookie.
I'm gonna eat this whole cookie.
It's so good. It's so good. Ready?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
I love the green nails, by the way. We've got the Christmas colors. We've got the red and the green.
Oh, yeah, thank you. It smells like mint too.
Oh, there may have been mints in there.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is
yes,
like-
there was.
This is so Christmassy. Okay, perfectionism versus progress.
Okay,
Okay.
so let's see. How has perfectionism shown up in your creative journey, and how do you let go of perfect to share your work anyway? So you talked about how we should do that, but can
Yeah.
you give some examples of how you might have done it and how one can do it?
It's so hard. I'm sure you feel the same way
It's
too.
like, it's so hard.
Yeah, it's so hard.
Yeah.
So like, I think like music is feels so personal, and so it's like you don't want to share you don't want to share it if it's not perfect, because it's like, what does that say about you as a person?
Yeah.
I think the experience that I have with perfectionism is that I still struggle with it, particularly around my voice. I have a lot of hang-ups around the voice being perfect, and like what has helped me is to find the things about my voice that I like, and focus on those. Try to focus on the things that I like that make me unique.
Ooh,
As
another tip
opposed to-
for viewers. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Perfect.
Yeah. Because there's a million like people that like, it's so easy to get lost in going like, oh, I can't do what that person can do. And that's just like an endless black hole
Yeah.
of unhappiness. So if you can go, actually, I like this about my voice, and focus
Yeah.
on that. And then that makes it easier to like keep going.
I think that's really important, and I think I'm gonna take that advice for myself. Is Listen, just sit down.
You have
you
a
know.
gorgeous voice. You absolutely
you.
should.
Thank
There's so
you.
much good about
But
it.
I'm one of those people that will listen. I will listen back to this interview and I'll be like, ugh, ew, my voice. I am one of those people. And what would you say to someone who's afraid to share their art because it's not perfect yet?
Set it free. Set it free. Stop torturing it. I think you have to make room for the next thing, and it's like
that's
like
important.
it's part of the process. Like, you're gonna grow. Like, the more you make, the better it's gonna be. But if you just keep focusing on one piece, and by the way, we'll never be perfect.
Yeah.
So you have to develop like a little bit of self-trust, and like
you mentioned trust a couple times now. Yeah.
Feeling like knowing in your gut a little bit, But yeah, I think like you could think of it as like, this is supposed to be this way. Like, I'm intentionally allowing it to be imperfect because that's a part of the process. Like, this is how I'm gonna get better, is doing more.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. Let's go back to the tin.
Oh, to the tin.
The tin. We've got a few more in the tin.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Self-doubt and imposter syndrome.
Oh,
I feel a related question coming on.
Okay. So, how do you recognize when self-doubt is creeping into your work?
For me, I think it shows up as avoidance.
Okay.
It shows up as like, I find excuses not to make the thing.
So what is like an example? If someone was watching you in a day, and what would an avoidance situation, what could that look like for you? Like, if I was watching you, like Jim Carrey in that movie, like
the Truman Show.
Yeah.
I think it's like I've heard people say this a lot about avoiding a task that needs to be done, where like you'll decide to like deep clean your closet instead of doing the tiny little task that needs to get done, or like calling the doctor to make an appointment or whatever.
Yeah.
That's how it shows up for me, is like, I have the time. I'll have a chunk in the day that is like perfect. I could use that to sit down and create and write something. And I think this is a sign of both a little bit of burnout as well, but also self-doubt. like avoidance. I don't want to do it because then I'll have to deal with the feelings that I have, the negative feelings that I have about myself or what I'm making.
Yeah.
The avoidance. That's how I know when it's creeping in. Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Oh, I think that is ubiquitous, like that kind of example. I'll find something else to do that's all of a sudden really, really important. I need to do it, you know?
Yeah. How you
Simplest things.
can't possibly have time to
Yeah.
write a song.
You know, I feel like a lot of people experience the same thing. Do you have any strategies that have worked to to avoid that avoidance behavior?
I was gonna say we need to have like put some cookies and make it
yes.
every time we turn the computer on,
that's
you
right.
get a cookie. No, that's a good question. I think sometimes it's like removing some of the obstacles. Like I'll just use the voice memo app in my phone and just press record and just go like, I'm just gonna sit and play.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sit and play for 10 minutes, and then this way I'm like kind of removing some of the pressure of like, I have to make a hit song. I'm gonna go make a hit song right now. I was like, no, I'm
changed
just
my
gonna
song. It changed my life. Like every TV show,
the best song you ever heard.
Dancing to it, like proms.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna play for a little bit, and like also I think just going like, well, nobody has to ever hear this. I'm just gonna like experiment a little bit, and
so you're not putting too much pressure on the activity right away. You're just letting it happen, and then if you feel like building on it.
Yeah. Or also like for me, I have some like not weird, but just like I'm a sensitive person. So like if I put on some comfortable clothing, like kind of get cozy a little bit, put on some soft stretchy pants and fluffy socks or whatever.
That
just
sounds
kind of,
to me like a little ritual to prepare yourself and make it a little more enticing for you to do that thing. That's really interesting because that's something I'm interested as well as the potential topic is the kinds of rituals that we might have already or that we could try to help us get in the mood, the spirit, or build the motivation. Or just like prepare the grounds, prepare our little nest of creativity. So that's really interesting. I like that.
Yeah, sometimes you don't know that it's a problem until you change. Like wearing your bra all day, and you're like, I'm fine. And then when you take your bra off,
why have I been wearing this all day?
You take your bra off at the end of the day, and you're like, that's what it was. Why am I so furious at everybody for everything?
Yeah, I think that's like taking a moment of just checking in with your body.
Cut.
Are you okay to go back to the tin?
Yeah, back to the tin.
Let's see.
Let's see what we got.
Okay. Let's see, we got a couple more.
Okay. These are bangers. This is very challenging. Okay. Resilience and motivation.
Ooh. How do you stay motivated during dry spells when the projects aren't flowing in? So projects, whether it's stuff or whether it's ideas, like your own personal projects.
Yeah. I think nobody's ever just like motivated all the time. It just isn't realistic, right?
Wake up in the morning, yay! Here we go.
There's no possibility that you're just like 100% motivated.
Like Lego world. Everything is wonderful. There, it's
I think you can. I think for me, it's like allowing things to ebb and flow, and appreciating like when I have less work coming in, trying to remember like the benefit of that. Like, okay, I have less work coming in. That also means it gives me more time to spend with my friends and more time to do other things, to go to the gym, to like make myself a decent meal, and to like feel like calm. Like I think sometimes it's tough when you have like, especially if you're freelancing, you might have like a lot of work and then nothing.
Yeah.
And then that's a really difficult, to balance. But I think like if you're feeling like you're lacking motivation and you want to sort of drum up more, a good thing to do is, find other people to work with, that you that you admire and you enjoy spending time with, because you'll get inspiration from other people, and it'll kind of change what you create, or like start something new, start something new, and just for the fun of it, and sometimes that just kind of lights a little match.
So I'm a big fan of that for sure. That's how I know him.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. We've got one more question, one more subject in the 10.
Oh, sad. All right. Play, experimentation, and perfectionism.
Yes. So this is interesting. You work with a lot of kids, right? Or mostly adults?
I work with a lot of teens and adults, and I do have, there's a sprinkling of kids. Yeah, but yeah.
So my question is about, well, I'll just ask it. What do you think children can teach adults about play and creativity?
I think like kids will say the funniest things because they have no filter.
Yeah.
They'll just say the weirdest things like kind of out of nowhere sometimes too, and it's hilarious and awesome. And I think like we can learn to kind of try to remove the filter a little bit.
They say the thing.
They say the thing.
Amazing.
TM. Say the thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, because I think sometimes we like try to edit like as we go, and that really stops. And it doesn't feel good either. It's like you can be like making something and like you write a line and you're like, ah, that sucks. And then of course you don't finish the song because you're already editing yourself. But if you can like remove the filter, you can come up with so much more cool, like weird stuff. And then you can edit later.
Yeah.
But, like, getting rid of the filter, I think, is really helpful. And then I think we can learn from how not specifically from children, but like how we treat children. Like I notice with a lot, like my adult clients are much more likely to kind of like just like get down on themselves for like maybe not progressing as fast as they would like, or like not sounding how they would like to right away. Whereas like we give so much grace to children and we talk to them in such a nicer way than sometimes we talk to ourselves. Where like, if a kid was starting lessons for the first time, he would be like, "You suck, you didn't do that right," or whatever. He would be like, "We're learning and mistakes are okay," right? And so I think like trying to remember to like talk to ourselves that way can be helpful.
Yeah. Another tip. Got lots of good tips from Hannah today for sure.
Tips.
So I have some final questions under the title Closing Reflections.
Closing reflections.
Okay. What would it look like if society fully valued and supported artists?
Pay us. Pay us more. So I feel like I'm sounding like I'm all about money, but I think, I feel like we would be paid more for the things that we create. We'd be paid properly, compensated properly. I understand, like, I think like nobody is gonna convince people to pay more for streaming at this point in time. Like there has to be a new model for money to be made, I think. So I'm not saying like we should make streaming more expensive necessarily, but just that like, like the artist is oftentimes the first person to put any time into something and the last person to get paid. And a lot of times it's like not very much.
Yeah.
And so I think, yeah, if society valued art more, artists would be paid more for their recordings and also for their performances. Like it's kind of a pet peeve of mine is, the way it works, trying to play out live in LA, unless you're doing like, wedding gigs or like a cover band or something.
Yeah.
But if you're just an artist trying to play somewhere, a lot of times you actually end up paying at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like I've heard people say like, oh, I can't play gigs anymore because I can't afford it. It's like you have to promise a number of people are going to show up, and then you have to pay for tickets. And anyway, it's a whole thing.
And you often have to go pay for your band as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you want to be paying them with what they deserve.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So maybe more grants. Grants would be cool. More art grants for the arts would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be more accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a last question for you. What is one creative exercise you could offer those who are watching or listening to boost or enhance an aspect of their creative process? Now, I have to say, you've given a lot of tips, so I feel like we've already kind of answered this question, but
so many tips.
It's an opportunity to add something in. And it could be anything. Yeah. It could be like a singing exercise or a breathing exercise or a writing prompt or anything you think.
There's so many good things. I'm trying to think like what would be. I don't know who's gonna be watching this. I'm trying to think like what is, what's gonna be the most useful. Do you think like maybe a songwriting?
Sure.
I don't know. Like one thing that I find fun. It's not really an exercise, but like it is to try writing in different locations. Okay. Like, and you might find that there are like certain places where inspiration kind of strikes you where you wouldn't expect it. Like sometimes if I am stuck on a lyric, I'll get in the shower. I don't know why. Being in the shower for some reason, I don't know what it is, but like lyrics come to me easier sometimes.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe it's like taking a notebook to a park or like keeping a notebook by your bedside, so like you wake up with something in your mind, you can jot it down, or in your car, and obviously responsibly voice memo that.
Like my last phone is like overflowing with voice memos. But the actual process of getting it down in some format is like building a pathway. It's building a neurological pathway. Right? And it's strengthening the skill of thinking something through and putting it down, of coming up with lyrics, of coming up with, chord progressions or notes or melody. So even though I don't listen back that's most of the time to these voice notes, I feel like I'm doing something important. I'm doing something worthwhile. I'm doing something that's improving my abilities. So
yeah, totally. Feels like reading a little bit.
Yeah.
To me, it's like the more you do it, the more your brain starts to remember vocabulary. Like you need it, you're just like exercising the muscle.
Exactly what it is. So I don't feel too bad about all of those thousands of voice notes that may never see the light of day, but well. Oh, I do have one more thing to ask you. Okay, so you mentioned something about a kazoo. Tell me, what is this kazoo situation?
So like when I first moved to LA, one of the ways that I made money as a musician was I was fortunate enough to get hired to do session vocals. And so the reason that I got hired was because my voice sounds young.
Okay.
And the studio owner was making these like choral arrangements of children's music, and they would go out to they would be distributed to schools, and the schools would use these for like the demos that the choir director could listen to teach it to the kids, right? And so that's one of the weird things I was hired for. And so it would always be like, you're singing in this really high voice, and,
Oh my
and this is like what I was getting paid to do. And like on the clock, I got to play the kazoo for money. Like,
So
it
did
was
you
just
know how to play the kazoo
I
before that?
mean, no, but you just hum into the thing. It's
I
like,
don't know if I've ever
you
played
ever
the
played a kazoo? It's just you're just singing, but like into a thing.
2026 goals, play the kazoo.
Well, that's going to be our next album.
That's
Full album of
gonna
kazoo
be an
music.
episode of like just me playing the kazoo throughout the whole thing.
Your podcast intro.
Yeah,
Could be the kazoo. But yeah, I got paid to play the kazoo. It's pretty.
That's
pretty cool.
You got paid for it.
I got paid for it.
That's hilarious. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm
Hi, Shanchoy.
so happy to speak to you and learn a little bit more about your creative process and your thought process for the whole creative life. I will share some links to where you can hear Hannah's music and to her website. And if you're interested in taking some vocal or teaching lessons, piano lessons,
teaching lessons.
Who knows how to teach
how to
piano?
It's
You
a
never
pyramid
know. Or who knows when we might be able to attend a pop piano.
I'll keep you posted on that one.
Is it a workshop or a course?
I think it's gonna be a workshop, like a series, like something like an 8-week series. That's what we're looking at.
Okay, so you should be able to find that on her socials. Again, I'll place them in the little section below. Thanks again.
Thanks, Shanchoy. This was so much fun.
And thank you all for watching or listening, and we'll see you next time.